Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, an upcoming game that is both a grand strategy and tactical game, looking at the American Civil War, where you fight up the war in sort of a grand strategy mode, where you can build armies, appoint generals, manage the politics and policies behind the war, and when armies collide, you fight tactical battles. This is part number 4 of our campaign on the Union side. We just fought the battle in Missouri with Nathaniel Lyons defeating Sterling Price's Army of the West, and we're returning to the series with the armies in Virginia on the march as we attempt to sort of pin both Confederate armies of the Shenandoah and of the Potomac between each other in the valley for hopefully a decisive battle in the east to win the war in 1861. This is for the summer of 1861 campaign. With that being said, this was taken from a live stream from a couple of days ago, so I'm going to go ahead and step back and turn it back over to the live stream, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. 0 months remaining. Does that mean they're going to be militia mustered out? Also, this other 1st Brigade here, did they even get to the fight? I'm not totally clear. I don't know if they arrived or not. Oh, no, ETA 6 days, so they're not there yet. Smoke break time, 15, I'm Union. Okay. All right, so we are marching west in Virginia, as a reminder. We're trying to catch the Confederates with the Department of Pennsylvania and the Army of Northeastern Virginia in the valley. So we are marching the Army of Northeastern Virginia east. Meanwhile, the 18,000 men under Patterson will probably get caught by the enemy troops at Winchester if they approach them and be outnumbered. So we may have to see what we can do to hold on there. But that could be a chance of a defeat. We'll see. Looks like our troops are chasing them on trains, though. So it's a great railroad chase as our troops from Manassas jump on their trains. See, the idea of using troops on railways is really good for this game. It's problematic when you let troops in hostile territory jump on trains. That doesn't feel real. Like, you should give the defender the advantage of allowing your troops to move via the rail, but the offensive troops shouldn't be railing through hostile territory on trains. So, there's that. So yeah, still things I think they need to iron out. No forward to Richmond? No, I'm going to go to Richmond after I defeat the Confederates in the valley. That's my goal. But it looks like we're about to have a battle with the Army of the Potomac and the Army of Pennsylvania, while the Army of the Shenandoah is moving east to meet the Army of Northeastern Virginia. That's a questionable decision by the Confederates there. They're swapping out their stronger force for a weaker one to face off against the Army of Northeastern Virginia, while they might engage. All right, so they're going to move north. The Army of Northeastern Virginia is in contact with the Army of the Shenandoah. What are my orders? Fight that battle for sure, good sir. Fight that battle. The Battle of Front Royal. Bridge, Virginia, July 14th, 1861. After the initial skirmishing and maneuvers, the opposing armies are deployed for battle. The Union Army field, we do not have 49,000 men unless they include Robert Patterson's troops in our complement. We have 31,000 troops. Meanwhile, there's 11,000 Confederates. Okay. Ramsol CP, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, so we have 31,000 infantry. The enemy we have 806 and 640 wounded, probably from a previous battle. The Confederates have 450 wounded. They have 9,500 infantry, so we outnumber them 3-1. We're going to be fighting on the Bull Run battlefield. No, actually it says Front Royal. But this is clearly Bull Run. So there's that. I do know, I believe I heard in one of the patch notes that you can detach your army commander, so you can move your army commander around without moving the entire army. Right now, it kind of, if you issue an order to your army commander, it issues an order to everything, but there's a way to undo that, which I think is a great advance in how the game mechanics work to make sure you can move your army to the proper location. But I'm not sure I'm going to use it or not right now. All right. So I'm just going to march my goddamn army in full formation on the enemy position. They're up here at Henry House. I don't want to try crossing the river in their front at Stone's Bridge. I'd rather just move the whole force around their flank up from Newmarket up toward Henry House Hill. Yeah, I think they plan to put more maps, J Street. I also think they plan to have random maps as well, or at least like a complement of non-historical maps to load. Obviously, the game's still in early access, so it is still dealing with the fact that it's got way more potential battlefield locations than maps that they have available to draw from. I also think it's weird how they include losses from previous battles in your next battle. Like, I think it makes sense. These units aren't at full strength, but it's a little bit misleading to be like, your losses are 443 men or 643 men. It's like, well, no, that was the previous battle a few days ago. Like, it's good to know how my troops are under strength, but it doesn't really mean anything for this fight, so why are you showing it to me here? Other than maybe on that initial strength report, when you look at that, I think that makes sense. Griffin is losing men to what? There's no bad guys in his front. Who's he losing men to? Yep, you can move your troops as far as the blue circle at the start, Potato Peddler. All right, so our troops are marching. Our troops are marching on. We got good old William Tecumseh Sherman, still a brigade commander with our army in the east. Moving our divisions forward here on the enemy. They're apparently moving toward the river. They're going to move towards Centerville or something? Where the hell are they going? That's the other thing I think the game needs to do a better job. Like, the enemy should just pick a spot and defend it. And defend it intelligently. Not like, we're going to march all over. Who knows where we'll end up? All right, I'm going to do a double line formation out of Henry House Hill. And I guess if the enemy's going to be over there, we're going to try and head down the river and pin them up against the creek. Sherman was in the east at Bull. I think, well, was he at Bull Run? He commanded a brigade in the Bull Run campaign. I don't know if he actually fought at the Battle of Bull Run, but he was in the east at the start of the war. I don't think he got into action at Bull Run. Okay. All right, boys. Can you move a little bit quicker? You can see our men moving up the roads. I do like the way this game takes time for units to get into position. I also like sort of the traffic jams that develop when you try and move entire armies up entire roads. I also think it does a good job of like representing the difficult. Ooh, shit! We're gonna be marching into a bit of a situation here, boys. How it can take time to like form your troops up. Where are they going anyway? Keys, you're awfully advanced up there all by yourself. I don't know if we're going to get new orders in time to reposition the force, or if that column is just going to stumble right into the enemy. But we'll form up on this road here. Looks like we'll have the entire enemy position flanked from the south, although they may be adjusting already. So we'll try and move up the line. No, I don't see anyone under Patterson. This is all just McDowell's army. Patterson's still out in the Shenandoah. Why do they move into column formation like that? I told them to move into line. Why would you change your troops into column? Or horizontal lines that would be facing the wrong directions. All right, if they move their troops onto this hill here so they've got an elevation advantage, I think that would make sense. But it does seem they're shifting their line to face us. We do outnumber them about 3-1, so... 7 in the morning, so we've got plenty of time to deploy our troops for battle. I'm going to order Tyler, who seems like he's got most of his division in hand, up this way. I want him to assault the enemy. And then I think we've got Hunter's division also is going to move up to... Well, he's only got like 1 brigade. Dixon Miles has got 4,600 men. Yeah, I don't know. Let's let them form up. We'll just send... we'll send Tyler up on his own. He's got as many men as the enemy by himself. We'll have you actually form into a single line. At least I ordered you to form into a single line. It'll probably take a little bit for you to get the orders. Heinzelman's got 8,600 men. We'll form up to the south. The enemy is stretching their lines out, though, to meet us, so this seems like it's smart. Hunters swing out to the left. McDowell, change your stance to single line. I need a topographical map option. Yeah, the topographical map looks way better than this. Oh, we're shooting at them now, apparently. Artillery has begun the engagement. Good for them. I mean, we've got 10-pound Parrott rifles, so I'm assuming we range them a bit. Why is he chilling back there? Did I order him to? One of the division commanders is an artillery division, isn't he? Maybe not. I thought we had an artillery division, like a reserve division. Where are you going? You are not going back that way. Tyler, go forth and engage the fuckers. Same for you, Heinzelman. You both have almost as many troops as the entire enemy army by yourself. They do have more artillery than you by yourself, but I do not want you pulling back. Where are these guys going? Heinzelman, get your troops forward. Hunter's troops are moving forward. Where the hell is this guy going? George Taylor, where are you going with your brigade? Runyon, what the fuck are you doing? Where are you running to? Get up here, you assholes. They might be drunk. That did happen on multiple occasions in the Civil War. And Howard's just like, ugh. Hey, you're on the hill. Halt. God damn it, Howard. What's going on? Let's slow things down. Howard, is your rear to the enemy? You letting the enemy come up behind you? Is he in gray? Hey, guys. The enemy's on the other direction. How about you turn around? There you go. All right, Sherman, you go deal with... I don't want to send you up against the enemy artillery, but you got to protect that unit's flank. I'm going to send Rays and Shank in on this exposed enemy brigade. Richardson's coming up that way. All right. Meanwhile, Heinzelman, your troops are starting to come up. So, Franklin, you're going to form up on Howard's flank. Wilcox, you're going to go on the other flank of Howard. Just jumping in and giving division brigade commander orders. Because why the hell not? Hey, just get the guns firing, dude. I don't care what you do. What a fucking mess this battle is. It's like Bull Run was in real life. Hey, how about you not be stupid and turn around? Because the enemy's firing into your rear and you're just taking it. Oh, you are reloading your weapons, but for God's sake, boys, change your facing. There you go. All right, so we're engaging the enemy. It isn't pretty, but we are engaging the enemy. Can I put units in houses? Units will automatically use cover and buildings to protect themselves. Less like putting them in houses. I don't know that there were that many times in the Civil War where units actually like used buildings in the way that they used them a lot of times in Napoleonic Wars, where they used them like formed up and like punched loopholes in them and whatnot. I don't think that happened a whole lot in the Civil War. There were a couple of occasions like Fredericksburg or whatever, but generally speaking, that was not a super common thing. I don't think anyway. Okay. Heinzman, I mean, these other divisions have orders to move forward. I'm not sure why the 1st Brigade is chilling back here. But the good thing about this battle is, like, the troops I have on the firing line pretty much already have enough men. Oh, no! Howard's routing! I was going to say, the men I have on the firing line should have enough firepower here to break the rebel army. How's Sherman doing? His troops are in cover. Kniegal 9, thank you for the follow. Okay. All right, the 2nd Brigade, Davies Brigade, is moving forward. Bringing some artillery up here. Just get them into fucking action. I just want you to shoot your guns. These guys are firing, I think. Or at least reloading. Howard, I expect nothing but you to retreat just like you are right now. You jerk. It's like Chancellorsville or Gettysburg all over again. Except none of that's happened in this game, but... Hey, we've taken Henry Hill. Alright, you turn on that enemy flank. 2nd Brigade, you're going to advance. 1st Brigade, you're also going to advance through these woods. Sherman has lost 91 men. He's basically in canister range of the Rockbridge battery. But they're inflicting pretty heavy casualties on those enemy troops, too. The enemy artillery's in the open, and my troops are in the in cover. So I think it's okay that we're being a little more aggressive against the arty. Meanwhile, moving the 1st Brigade, Keyes Brigade, and Shanks Brigade up here. We're now engaged with the 1st Brigade. Who's their commander? Army of the Shenandoah, 2,000 men. Doesn't tell me who their commander is. Oh, now it's saying Henry Hill's back in the Confederate hands. Oh, now it's back in my hands. William B. Franklin's troops here, firing against the Confederate flank here, the 3rd Brigade. I've got other troops coming up. Looks like Taylor and Baker both coming up. I mean, those entire divisions are coming up. Do we leave anyone behind? Doesn't look like it. All right, we got a pretty solid firing line. I'm assuming we're just going to use our numbers to overwhelm these guys. There's pretty good defensive terrain, but it's our troops are mostly in the woods as well. Ammunition should be used up a little bit more rapidly, in my opinion. Like, you've been engaged what seems like 20 minutes. You've lost 300... Or is that... You've lost 153 men, and yet you've only used 4 rounds of ammo? Give me a break. I don't know, the logistic side of me just wants to see, like, tons and tons of ammo being poured through and giving supply and provision changes. I think they need to tweak some of that. Either that or these guys are the most accurate shooters in the history of the world. The men, sir, they keep loading, but they don't fire. Some of them forget they loaded all together. They just keep adding more rounds. Look at 3, 4, 5 rounds down the barrel. Never fired a shot. I butchered that Gettysburg quote, by the way. Okay. Looks like these Rebs over here, they're starting to flicker red, which means they're getting ready to retreat. Yeah. Sherman should be promoted under, you know, he's driven off one enemy artillery battery here. These guys are retreating. He's holding the right. Good on you, Sherman. I think he's engaging Wise's artillery, but he's outside of canister range now. Alright. I mean, we better win. We outnumber him 3-1, right? Granted, I've not been the most efficient in bringing my troops forward. I've got these troops. They're coming forward, but I've not leveraged my my advantage in manpower as efficiently as I should. I think we've probably got about 2-1 numbers on them, but about a third of my army is still sort of sitting back. All right, they're pulling back further. Doesn't say the army's retreating yet, but their line is withdrawing. So we'll advance on them. They're going to actually end up in the more in the open now, so that'll make them a little bit more exposed. Okay. Pursue them, boys. Drive them out. I don't think it's taken a long time. It's like 10 in the morning. We've been engaged for like an hour. All right, Sherman. Good on you, sir. Good on you. Drove back one artillery battery. The other one looks like they're starting to pull back. You're idle, so they must be like at the extreme edge of your range. I'm going to send you to go charge these guys. You guys have confident morale? Okay. Alright, some of our artillery's coming up. 1st Brigade's lost almost 300 men. Fired off 12 rounds of ammo. 2nd Brigade's fired 2 rounds of ammo. The enemy is in retreat. Our commanders report the enemy seems to be retreating from the field. Try to push them in the given time. We're going to drive them right back into Patterson's army, which instead of anviling them will probably end up outnumbered 2-1. Okay, so we've got, is it 47 minutes to pursue? Yeah, Kniegal, the game looks, I mean, it's a really interesting concept. I think there's a lot of really appealing things, especially the economy and managing the overall war effort and the tactical battles, but I'm a little worried there's still a long way to go on the battlefield AI, and frankly the campaign AI as well. So there's still, I really do think there's still a really long way for them to go to make this a truly great game. It's one of those games that you would say has a ton of potential, but you know, that's, as in sports, as in games, in the early access era. That is definitely something that is a watchword. Yes, it is in early access right now, Kniegal. Beta, I believe, not alpha. You mean the AI shouldn't attack being outnumbered 4-1? I don't know, Boyos. Maybe they should jump in their trains and ride into battle. I also can't tell what this artillery is trying to do. We're just gonna jank ourselves all around. At least they're not shooting at me, I guess. Forward, Sherman, forward! Fix bayonets! The armored train from Ultimate General. That is true. Ultimate General did have an armored train, but that was a tutorial mission and never happened again. So there is that. I love when your troops are advancing and they fire volleys as they advance. It's always fun to watch. You can just like mow down an entire battery of artillery. Have at 'em, Sherman. They still seem confused. Firing advance. This battery's toast. Because the AI isn't sure what to do, they're just going to get wrecked. Close range volleys. Sherman better get promoted. What is he right now? Is he a brigadier general or is he a colonel? He's a colonel. His fame is renowned. Is it though? You've seen a guy suplex a train before, Boyos? What? Yeah, that already is in trouble. That is obviously Fog of War, where it says, oh, they have 11 casualties. Nope. They're almost all dead. Look at them. They're all just, oh, they're just laying down. They're just taking a nap, guys. Good job, Sherman. You did it. You drove the enemy right flank away. Oh, I haven't even been watching the rest of the battle. The enemy is in retreat. I mean, they could have had Jackson in command. He could have thought 3-1 is no big deal, right? Or Jubal early in the Shenandoah Valley campaign of 1864. I am not a fan of early, by the way. Just send Sherman on his march to the sea. Well, the sea is real close. We're in the Eastern Front. Eastern Theater. Show the stream to the developers. I mean, they'll probably pick it up when I post it on YouTube. They've definitely seen some of the things that need to be worked on. I'm generally positive about the game. I think it's really a great idea. I think it's very ambitious. I think there's a lot to like. I'm definitely not shitting on the game right now or anything. I do think there's a lot to like about it. I just hope that they devote the proper amount of time and effort to rounding it out. That's my main concern, is that they don't give up on it before it's done, basically. All right, so Rebs are retreating. I'm just going to kind of fast forward here. I don't have the Grant killer instinct in me right now to try and finish him off. Doesn't look like my troops want to march where I ordered them to march anyway, so we'll let them retreat. Battle's almost over. Hey Sherman, how about you go take Stone Bridge? Maybe you can take that before the end of the battle. Leaf Chair, thank you very much for the follow. Your army is victorious. The enemy lost 1,900 of its 9,500 men, of its infantry, and then all 25 of its artillery pieces for a total of 2,100 casualties out of 10,000 men deployed. Meanwhile, the Federals lost 1,300 men. This was not Robert Patterson's army. Why is it giving Robert Patterson the victory? This was Irwin McDowell. Patterson wasn't even on the field. That's absurd. Okay. 1,400 casualties total versus 2,100 Confederate. When we've got the numerical advantage, I'll take that every day. Patterson was not in command of the Army J Street. It was Erwin McDowell. Hey, Kushin, how you doing tonight? Don't you dare tell me Patterson was in command. He was not, sir. He was not. He's in command in the same way that General Halleck was in command at Gettysburg. All orders can also be given in the paper map view when the game is paused. Patterson begs to differ. Patty cake, Patterson. Bake me a cake like no one can. The enemy national morale drops by 0.8%. That... really? That's it? The Confederates are going to lose this rebellion without winning in a single battle. Patterson might be a post-war historian, maybe. It's going to be Benedict Arnold all over again. Glorious victory at Front Royal Bridge. The army of the Shenandoah is fleeing in panic. Colonel Blenker becomes a national hero. Colonel Bartow loses face. Bartow, who is... is he the Confederate general, maybe? The enemy has reportedly suffered a total of 2,100 casualties. 280 of their men are killed. Their morale seems to be nervous. Our casualties are 1,400 men, 192 killed, 64 missing. The rest are wounded. Morale is confident with supplies mediocre. We'll have to check at that. We've captured 576 men and 4 from the battlefield. What does that mean? 4 guns? And 576 men? Tell me what the hell this means. This is not English. We have captured 576 and 4. And did we get like a fourth of a man? Sir, we got this man, but he's got no head. We'll count him as a fourth. 4/5 of a man. Okay. 4/10 of a man, maybe? He's missing 2 arms and a head, but he's a prisoner nonetheless. All right. So... didn't want to count to 580. Okay. So, I guess we're going to try and send Patterson forward here to engage the Army of the Potomac before the Army of the Shenandoah retreats into his front. I would imagine we'll get one more battle out of this. At least. So the Army of the Shenandoah should probably turn around, gentlemen. I recommend you don't fight me again unless you want to lose even more men. Meanwhile, the Army of the Department of Pennsylvania here marching south to engage the enemy there. Although the enemy in their front is going to be about even in terms of manpower. We're crushing them in a vice. We shall destroy them. These 2 armies are moving toward a collision. I'm surprised it hasn't triggered a battle yet. His stance is offensive. They just marched through each other. What the fuck just happened there? Is it because they're on a train or something? Or they weren't even on a train. They're marching on foot. Huh? Oh, maybe they're still considered retreating? But that was the Army of the Potomac, not the Shenandoah. We didn't fight them. Thick fog, sir. They march right past us. It's like Horatio Hornblower in the when he sails a ship straight into the Spanish fleet. Doesn't even know it. What a trickster. Patterson. Stop saying Patterson begs to differ. God damn it. Just meet and say hello and walk away. I don't know why they're not fighting. Gentlemen, fight your damn battle. I want to fight the enemy. They're just staring at each other. McClellan isn't here, sir. Funding 1 policy selected. Confederate credit rating improves. Really? That seems unlikely after all their defeats. British intervention, by the way, has dropped to 35%. It was at 44 before the last 2 battles that we won. Weapon import deal made. European rifles are available. Industrialization policy 1 selected. We're not going to need any of that. The war is going to be over before Christmas. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of our Grand Tactician, the Civil War series. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please leave your thoughts down below. Just a couple of thoughts on my end. The battle was actually pretty enjoyable. I'm still really enjoying the direction that this game can take. I think you did hear a little bit of frustration and negativity from me during the stream. There's some pretty big bugs. The Navy unit that I sent from St. Louis is moving across the land to the East Coast somehow. You can tell that the ability to trigger combat, and I might be missing something, so please let me know if I am, but like I've got armies on top of each other in the valley and I don't even have an option to launch an attack. I suppose you could make the argument Patterson is a really passive commander and so he won't be aggressive and go at the enemy, but two armies shouldn't be occupied. I don't know. It's a bit frustrating. The game is still in early access, so it's still something that's being worked on, but I really hope, I know the developer's been releasing a lot of fixes, a lot of polishes, they're doing a lot of work. I just hope that they're intending to continue to work on this thing for quite some time because there's still a long way for this to go. It's really encouraging what is here, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The Confederacy has not posed any challenge to us in the campaign so far, and if the Union was aggressive in the war, early in the war, it's possible that they wouldn't have posed much of a challenge to the Union, I suppose. But, I'd like to see a couple of tweaks and changes made. This is just sort of my general impressions. I guess it's not a first impressions video, but I put over 20 hours into the game now, and I think one of the things I really like to see is railroads should be really important for moving troops in your own territory. I don't think you should be able to use railroads in territories you don't possess. I think that would really give some strength to the game where you have the ability to manage your interior lines by moving troops back and forth by railroad, but the invader shouldn't be using railroads to invade. Like that shouldn't happen. If I take a town, then let me use railroads in my rear, but don't let me use railroads to push the front line forward. Another thing, they got to figure out the naval aspect. The controls around the Navy are very kludgy, trying to figure out like what units you can build or put in St. Louis is weird. I think I pulled units from the Atlantic coast and put them in St. Louis somehow. That's weird. Moving a naval asset across the land to the East Coast from St. Louis, there's no way to describe that but a bug. The AI is getting a little bit better in battles, but I think in my battle with Nathaniel Lyons in the West, I think we saw it. I think we saw it a little bit here, but there's still room for improvement. And the strategic AI, I haven't seen them raising any troops yet, and it's been like 20 days, so I would expect them to be raising troops in Virginia, and maybe I just don't have line of sight on what's happening in Richmond because I don't have troops there, but I still think there's probably some room for improvement there. With that being said, I am enjoying this, and I'll continue to show this game in this series off, but I'm not sure where to go from here. If I can't force a battle in the Shenandoah with the 2 major Confederate armies there and my armies on top of them, I'm not sure what to do next. So, we'll see. In any event, guys, leave your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'm out.